Won't give away too much about the first or the episode that came out on Tuesday, but they go out to practice and then they go back to the locker room, then they shower, which again, always weird to me that after practice the guys just get together in a big room and just shower together without any dividers. But they're showering and then
That's a real thing, though.
I know it's weird. Just put a fucking stall.
I mean, I've been doing that since like high school, honestly. So more college, but yeah, it's just you don't think nothing of it.
I think did we already talk about the new NFLPA thing where they're asking for reporters to not interview athletes while they're naked?
I don't
No,
think
we haven't
so,
talked about
but
it.
I kind of see the point of the NFLPA on that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of we used to call them meat watchers.
Yeah, so I was talking to Big Cat about that, and he was like, I don't think that reporters and journalists are actually talking to players when they're naked.
Oh,
And
yes,
I
they
was
do.
like, yeah, I think they do.
Yeah, yes, they absolutely did. Yeah, we called them meat watchers. But like, get out of here, you meat watcher.
Yeah, it's really strange, right?
And then for like inclusion, they wouldn't, but the lack of they wouldn't let the woman reporters in there when we was naked. We had to put clothes on for them. But for the dude reporters, we could just be butt ass naked. Niggas walk up to you in a towel. Like he walk up to you in a towel. That would be it. Like right after practice, niggas be in a towel and be like, bro, let me put my clothes on, dog. Like this is weird.
Yeah.
how long did you get before they were allowed in there?
Well, it was like everybody did their own thing. So like if I'm after if practice ends and I wanted to stay and do some extra stuff,
Right.
there's a certain time that media had, and so they would just get in there and stay in there. And when guys would trickle in and trickle out, they would, hey, can I talk to you? I'm like, give me a second. You know what I'm saying? You have to like that's kind of how it went. And so they have a certain set of time that they're allowed in there. And yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think there was women in there. Yeah, there was, absolutely.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's bizarre. And I understand the sentiment of after a game, you want to get the most emotional quotes. You want to hear not just like coach speak from athletes, and usually that's like right after they're done playing. I get that, but also I don't think that we need to be interviewing players while they're nude. Call me old fashioned, or I guess call me woke. That's more of a call me woke, right?
I mean, do you need to interview athletes every day? Like there should be one day of interviews a week.
I think you do because it if the media has more stuff to talk about, it generates more interest in the team. More
But
people watch the
are
games.
you
More people
like
go to the
you're a
games.
fan of the Washington Commanders? You're a fan. You're a super fan. It's getting weird. It's borderline weird, but you're a fan, right?
Mhm.
So like you do you like scour like beat writer stuff to see what's going on with the team, really?
Yes,
Why? You know, over half of that shit is not accurate, right? They're
yes.
just drumming up storylines.
What I do is I go searching for things that make me happy to read.
Okay.
Like I'll go on the page and I'll look at the different articles they have, and then there's one about what time Jaden gets in there, and I'm like, smash that link. I'm gonna read about that. There'll be an interview with Luke McCaffrey where he's at the locker and he's wearing a shirt that just says fundamentals on it. I'm like, smash! I want to listen to him talk about fundamentals.
See, quotes from players and coaches I think can only make me mad. I don't think there's any that I've been like, I'm glad I heard you say that. Like today, a UT player was like, I've learned this week that we really hate to lose. It's like, you should have hated to lose before you lost, and you should have prevented it.
Yeah,
He's like, we're
point.
really mad. Like, we hate to lose. You could have not lost.
but so I understand at the same time that quotes like that, that's just a player trying to say something without really saying anything, where it doesn't really mean anything. Like, what'd you learn?
Sure.
Here's the easiest thing I can tell this reporter to give him an answer. Oh, we don't like to lose.
And in
But this is what
college,
I'm saying.
it's particularly bad because it's 19-year-olds that you're getting in front of reporters who are like trying to get a quote out of them, and it's like,
That's what I'm saying. It's like because you get interviewed every day, they ask the same questions. It's like at what point are we like, yo, this is pretty stupid. Let's just one day a week. That way you can get as best close to a real answer as you can. But even then, it's just you're not gonna get a lot of interesting material. What do you
Yeah,
think about this week's defense? oh, they fucking suck. You know, like nobody's gonna say that shit. So it's gonna be, oh, it's a good team. It's the same rinse and repeat. That's why I don't really see the point of it.
Did you see that side by side interview with two players? Was it on South Carolina? The guy that was accused of brandishing the simulated Minnesota brandished the simulated firearm.
Yeah.
And then they asked the two players at the same time, "What'd you think about that play?" And there was one guy that said right off the bat, like, "Yeah, that was stupid that the refs did that." And then the other guy on the team looked at him and was like, "What do you say? Like, we have to respect the officials or something like that." And the first guy was like, "Oh yeah, I'm supposed to say that." It was funny. When I like to watch like coach interviews after a game is when a coach does something really boneheaded that costs themselves the game, or if they're like on the hot seat firmly, like Doug Peterson for the Jaguars. And I like to watch those interviews because I get to see the coach try to be creative with his answers about why he did something stupid or how he's going to deflect blame for himself. Just want to see how creative they can be with these answers when they're trying to bullshit people. That's all I care about. And then if you win, you want to see all the interviews because you're feeling good. And then every time you watch them talk, you're like, yeah, you're right. That was a great play.
Like when Kirk Cousins said he really learned about the Falcons-Saints rivalry by seeing the crowd do swag surfing.
Well, the song about the swag and the surf.
Yeah, so now he loves swag surfing, and it's a great meme.
Let's be fair. That song does not belong to the Atlanta Falcons. That song is Taylor Swift's dance.
Does she own the swag surf?
She did the Taylor. Yeah, it's the Taylor Swift dance. She did it at the Kansas City Chiefs game last year.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, Arian. I'll be honest with you. I understand that it's all bullshit, but sometimes I like to watch the bullshit.
Fair enough.
See, football in particular, like baseball, you do not need to be in the locker room every single day for 6 months. It's ridiculous. It's each game in and of itself is ultimately inconsequential. Obviously, you build them up and it matters. But football is such a slog from Saturday to Saturday or Sunday to Sunday that you've got to have something. Because you, like the week, you're like, I got to wait 6 more days for another game. You got to have something.
I don't know that you do, but I mean, shit, it's each their own, man. I think being on both sides, I get it. Like, I've never seen an interesting athlete interview in a locker room other than a declarative statement.
Mm-hmm.
What about who was was it Brian Robinson with the big hat?
Yeah.
He said, I've got a big hat guy if you need a big hat.
Yeah.
That's great.
He blew up the big hat industry, yeah. There've been a couple post game ones where you see just people that are angry and they blow up. I kind of like those.
Max Crosby the other day.
I think you like those.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, but then like it's always, they're gonna apologize a few days later. I was heated in the moment. It's always the same song and dance.
Yeah,
I'm just getting old. I'm in my pessimistic bag today. Let me. Everything's good. Let me talk myself out of this. Everything's
okay. What are you pumped about?
It's all good, Unc.
Yes, yeah. Everything's good, man. Everything's amazing.